while we solve things, I take a minute to introduce you. Dirk, you're the CEO of Clean Logistics. It's a publicly listed company working towards a green future with fuel cell electric trucks. I'm sure you will say a few words about the company and about your activities. You have a past in various logistics and transport companies. So you're not coming from the technology side yourself, but rather from the application side, which is great for a change.
I'm the so-called market.
Right, you are the MRL, market readiness level in person. Thank you for stepping up and being able to do your presentation right now. And I'll hand over to you. And I'm excited to hear about the Furion truck.
Yes, thank you very much. Proud to be here today and getting the opportunity to present a bit about our company, about our venture, which was founded 4 years ago. In terms of, sorry for that. That's a problem of home office, sorry for that. But I hope there are a lot of audience which is laughing now. Coming back to our venture, we founded Clean Logistics 4 years ago. As a startup, I always used to say that we are a so-called silver startup, not only because of our gray hair, but because of our background. And the idea was just to solve some problems in the logistics area. And as I mentioned already, I'm coming from the market. And the story began as I started to talk to truck makers in 2017 to provide the market with the green solutions, because the demand really had been high coming from my customers to that time to transport green. And I just started to talk to all those truck makers, and all of them told me in end of 2017, beginning of 2018, that there is no solution yet, and I shouldn't take care about that because the diesel truck with a maybe Euro 10 or Euro 11 standard will be there even in 2030. At least this frustrated me and my colleagues, and brought me to the situation that I had to find out what are the solutions, at least, which we can provide to the market. And so it came to that point that I learned to know my partner and colleague, Dirk, who's a really famous technician in terms of naval architecture. Everyone is asking now, what can a so-called naval architect do with the mobility on the road? It's quite easy. Dirk Lehmann is somebody who finds solution for mobility issues and reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. And he did that just for a few years in the naval part of the business. But he did that as well for the mobility with the ECAP, which he founded in 2015. So we came together and we said, if we want to solve something in mobility and especially heavy road transportation, we need to find at least a technical solution which is totally emission-free. And we did it with our first project with a hybrid truck. We called that to that time. Meanwhile, you know that truck with the name Furion. Yeah, and we started that one as a brand new idea to convert existing trucks into hydrogen trucks. And in 2019, we started to roll it out in a bigger scale and started to make some sales on that as well. Coming from that proceeds, we have a clear mission with our Clean Logistics. Meanwhile, we have the ambition to decarbonize the transport sector mostly faster than everything what had been in the market in the last years. And we meanwhile have two major issues in the business. We started with a conversion of existing semi-trailer tractors and conventional buses, which we convert from combustion engines into mostly FCEV appliances. And meanwhile, after we have acquired another company in Holland, which is called GNAF, a traditional one, who are mostly on the way for the heavy-duty transport sector. We even build now new fuel cell electrical vehicle semi-trailer trucks, and we are going to start it in the frame of the bigger contract we just closed with the guys from GP Joule. I think you heard about that we did a framework contract together of about 5,000 semi-trailer tractors to deliver them within the next 5 years. This is all based on existing technologies which are cost-wise available currently. Paul just told it in his presentation that we have to have a closer look to that, what is possible, and that had been the reason that we decided first of all to convert as well as build new on basis 350 bar tank systems, including a self-developed real wheel hub axle, which we do on our own in our production facilities. Yeah, and this including all other components which are necessary to bring the vehicle to the road, just brought us to more velocity and more dynamic in this process, because at least we always said it's much too slow what happens in the market currently, and yeah, that brought us to that decision. So our clear target is to lead the heavy goods transportation industry into this new world much faster as that what all of other market participants and colleagues are doing currently, because 2027 is just much too late, because our climate targets clearly say that we have to come to a bigger number if we want to reach climate target 2030, minus 48% of greenhouse gas emissions. Then we need to have in the market around 200,000 vehicles in heavy-duty transportation, which is meant by bigger than 7.5 tons of tractor trucks. Therefore, we just start our so-called pre-serial production in 2023, and we are going to roll out the higher number of vehicles in 2024, 2025 with 4-digit numbers. The market is not prepared yet, to be honest. The demand is high, but as Paul already said, we don't have the infrastructure situation currently. So what we need to do is just to find out which market participants are really able to spread out and to distribute emission-free transportation. And I used to say around the church, that means the market demands are just in point-to-point traffics, or in a lower range of mileage, which is currently necessary just to ramp up the business around hydrogen in transportation, or better said, in fuel cell electrical vehicles. And that brought us to the cooperation with the GP Joule just to bring solutions to customers. And the solution just is that we implement locally the infrastructure as well as a production of green hydrogen, including our appliances in the first step. And in the later stage, I think we are able to cover the whole market, especially in Germany, maybe later on in Europe, with the necessary infrastructure, including all the ambitions of our colleagues from the OEMs to be able to scale up everything. So at least coming back again to the climate targets, if we want to meet them in 2030, then it is necessary to bring in much more velocity. That's what my personal target is, just to talk about issues and convince people that we can be much faster, as that what we are talking about currently, just theoretical. But to this point and at this stage, it is necessary to pave the road with some other necessary topics, which are especially to be seen in regulatory issues, to be able to do that as well as find acceptance in the market, not only cost-wise, but even to be able to register, for example, vehicles with help of, for example, the ministries in Berlin. Otherwise, we won't be able to cover the market in that dynamic. We need to have it. Coming now just in a glance, at a glance to our truck, the first prototype, that means the Furiant is, as I said, just a prototype. It's not the final outcome of the truck. We do have currently a tested range of 500 plus kilometer with 2 fuel cell on board with 2 times 120 kilowatt. We have a battery on board around 100 kilowatt hours, which is mostly to be seen as a take-me-home reserve and as a buffer, because electricity which is taken out of the production from the hydrogen through the fuel cells directly to the axle. Our self-developed axle has a torque currently of 22,000 Newton meters, which is not enough, by the way. And we are looking forward to develop some electrical motors for the front axle as well, so that we can meet the demands of the market. We plan the first deliveries to customers in this year, end of Q4. We do have 12 vehicles in production currently, which are coming out of the first subsidy call in this year. We had signed a contract with the GP Joule for the first 40 units in the end of next year, which means this will be a so-called pre-serial phase, and the outlook for that truck will be a little bit different. So we are going to adjust it according to practice mileage we will do within the next months. Our capacities in clean logistics are fully booked for 2023 and even for 24. So our major target currently is to expand our existing capacity and to find opportunities how we can speed up those processes as much as possible. Of course, we are faced with the same problems as our colleagues, means problems in the supply chain, but that brought us to the clear decision that we are going deeper into production in our sites, not only assembling those trucks, but even taking care about components And the two major components we are going to produce in our own sites are the tank system and as well the rear axle, and of course all software issues and steering units which are necessary to drive that truck. This will be spread out within the next years, and our clear ambitions are to bring into the market until end of 2027 in minimum 5,000 trucks on basis fuel cell electrical trucks. By the way, a last sentence to that, and then I finish my presentation. For me personally, there is no competition between battery electrical trucks and fuel cell electrical trucks. The market is demanding what is necessary in that term. And if we talk about distribution, for example, in city logistics, it may be reasonable to use a battery electrical truck, but for the heavy duty long haulage, there is no doubt that we have to use fuel cell electrical vehicles according to the advantages we do have in the market. And the market is just demanding time and range, and this is can only be done by FCEVs. That's for now, just 10 minutes, and I'm over time. I see Tobias Brunner, sorry for that I took too much time for that. Thank you for your attention, and whenever you have questions, please come back to me, revert to me, and I'm absolutely willing to answer the questions.
Dirk, thank you very much for the insight and the presentation. It's always refreshing to see somebody rolling up the sleeves and actually doing things. Not that we have a lack of that. We'll have Tobias next, who is sort of in the same vein, in the same category. I see one immediate question from Vincent on you, and that's essentially why did you decide to go for 350 bar and not also I-700 bar refueling for the time being?
Yeah, it's quite simple. Paul already mentioned it in his presentation. We do have different opportunities currently, but 350 bar currently is the most or the best opportunity cost-wise and from technical, how to say, it's just ripe in comparison to other opportunities. And for example, because I see Tobias being here as well, we do have a project together, for example, with Cryomotive regarding the cryogenic hydrogen. But to be honest, if we want to cover the market and if we want to fill all the demands of the market, we have to take that one, which is currently available. And 350 bar components are available now. And we just decided a few days ago that we are going to use only tubes type 4. Which are prepared for 700 bar as well, but it's from our point of view not the time to use it now. As I said, cost-wise is one of the major issues, and if we want to scale up, we have to meet cost demands as well in that term. And therefore, we felt the clear decision to use first 350 bar, but maybe next year we can use cryogenic hydrogen, or if we have a standard in 700 bar or SLH2 in the future, that could be an opportunity as well, but not now.
Excellent. Thank you, Dirk.